Hello, my name is Alex and I have plenty of experience both in hospitality and retail. My career started back in Ukraine when I first got a job as a barista in the coffee shop. I worked there for almost half a year and I've had a great clientele. Many of the guests I still keep in touch with. There were even some days when they would only come when I worked. Then I moved to Canada to study business in greater detail and I also worked as a barista in a Canadian coffee shop. Again, I had a great clientele and our coffee was definitely one of the best in the city and I provided the best service possible. Then COVID happened and I moved back to Ukraine. I decided to broaden my knowledge and started studying wine. So I finished some certificates. I got WSET level 2. I also finished sommelier school in Ukraine, which is knowledge-wise in between WSET level 2 and 3. And in the end, I even finished WSET level 3 as well. I also went back to Canada, although I came to Calgary this time. I worked in retail in Nespresso boutique for quite some time before going back to Ukraine, where I am now. However, I am ready to change the position promptly to work in your company. I am familiar with your organizations because I have been to Ukrainian boutique, I have also been to Italian boutique. In fact, I also know a lot of people who dress in Isaia garments who could potentially become our customers as well. What fascinates me about your organization is the teamwork. I find that in every Isaia boutique, team is just perfect. People communicate with each other greatly and provide the best service. I'm looking forward to working in your organization because I myself would like to provide the best service but also work with the best garments in the world. I know all the stylistic and quality details, and those are definitely nothing short of amazing. Another thing that encourages me to work in your company is potential for growth. I know that for Zaia, I'm not looking at just 1 year job, I'm looking at long-term career. I'm talking about 5 to 8 years and growing my clientele and maybe helping opening another boutique, and that's why I would like to work in your company. I would say that my biggest strength is definitely a product knowledge. I am familiar with the brand and I personally study it all the time, even not when I'm working. So on my free time, I like to learn more about what I do and where I work. So knowledge is definitely a great strength, but also experience. I have plenty experience both in hospitality and retail, and they're very relative to the jobs that I'm currently applying to. For my biggest weakness, I would say it is language knowledge. Although I do know plenty of languages, I know Ukrainian, I know Russian, English, and even German. I don't know them perfectly, well, at least English, but I am trying to improve my skills in this area as much as possible. Teamwork is another thing that leaves a lot to be desired. I try my best, but sometimes we just don't talk enough and it doesn't always work out as we wanted in a team. But I am trying my best to improve those things, and hopefully, I will be the best in those things quite soon. There were plenty of times when I had to go above and beyond to satisfy my customers. Back when I worked in the coffee shop, the quality of the drinks would definitely be the most important thing. But also, before guests even come into the store, I would see them from far away and I would start making the drink right away so I don't take as much of their precious time. So they just pay, their drink is ready and they're ready to go. Also, each customer has different view on how the coffee should be. So I would remember the temperature each guest wants their coffee to be, also the amount, the thickness of the foam, and all the details. When I worked in the restaurant, there were some people who preferred desserts that we didn't have on the menu. I would go out, go to the sister location, I would get what they want and satisfy guests at all needs. When I worked in boutique in retail in Nespresso, my average check was definitely one of the highest in the team multiple times. So I am a great salesperson and I go above and beyond to sell as many things as I can. Cross-selling is definitely a technique. If customer likes one thing, I would sell this, but also show them other things that can be implemented in their everyday life. Yes, I have a couple of questions. I mentioned that I'm looking at a long-term career at your organizations. So tell me, is there a lot of room for potential, and where can I see myself in 5 to 8 years? The other questions that I have is, how do you encourage for team to get closer? Because in my opinion, it is very important that every employee is a friend with the other employee, because it will get a better service in the end. And the last but not least, tell me, how does the usual day in your organization look like for employee? Thank you.